How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Conspiracy with Curves. It's going to be a new podcast that I'm starting. I've got an amazing co-host. His name's Gaming with Everyone. We'll introduce ourselves as we go along and get to know each other.
Call me Lucas. That's fine.
Yes, there we go. Y'all can call me Dylan or Curves, whichever. We do have a website. It's conspiracywithcurves.com. Feel free. It's still a work in progress, but feel free to come check it out. I'm hoping to have a suggestions page up pretty soon. So, Lucas,
Yo.
I know you personally from a Discord server that we're a part of.
Yep.
Like, I watch your streams on Twitch, and
Thanks, man.
I know exactly like how intelligent you are with all different like conspiracies
No.
and you know everything in between, like
No.
psychology stuff, all of it. What got
Some
you into doing some of that?
man. So actually, Curves. Growing up, I went to a religious private high school. I went to a Lutheran school, and at that school, the college preparatory education I got there was pretty solid. Um, Even though I didn't finish my high school education there, but for the years that I went, was really good. And I ended up picking up. I don't know if you're familiar with young Earth creationism. You know what that is?
Is that a belief of like not a Big Bang theory, but the Earth kind of evolved from years of evolution?
So, young Earth creationism does reject the Big Bang theory of cosmology, and it rejects the theory of evolution because it takes a literalist view of the description of the origin of the universe in Genesis. So, young Earth creationists believe that the Earth is only about 6,000 years old, and they arrive at that number by counting back the ages. And there's like charts that show this. I can show you on another one if you want. When we get into that, pseudoscience on a later episode, I'm sure. But there are charts that show, like, if you count the ages of people in Genesis back and back and back and back and back, you count it all the way back to Adam from a certain point. That generally speaking, 4,000-ish years ago, there was a global flood. 6,000 years ago, the world was literally made as is described in Genesis. And therefore, the Big Bang theory of cosmology can't be true because it sets the universe at 13.4 billion years old when it should only be 6,000, according to creationism. And evolution can't be true because the story goes that God makes all the animals after their own kind and does not describe them evolving from a common ancestor. Humans are especially made from the dust of the ground and are not evolved from other animals and are, in fact, very separate from them. And so there are a lot of doctrinal things and beliefs that are interwoven in that. It goes much deeper than that. But it requires the rejection of a lot of established science, namely like half of everything in cosmology and the theory of evolution, which is probably one of the most important cornerstones of biology, the entire field of biology that there is, right? Like biology rests upon the theory of evolution being correct.
Right.
So I used to be a young Earth creationist, and I was for a very long time. And I vehemently, and I used to watch creationist speakers. I used to watch guys like Ken Hovind was like my dude. I must have watched his series of lectures like 6 or 7 times, or how it's a lot. And I, to the point where I wanted to memorize them. Like I just watched them over and over again. And those, he does 6 parts, and each one of those like 2 hours long. So they're all very long. And I said I was super into it. And eventually, slowly over time, I kind of dragged myself out of young Earth creationism and believing in lots of other pseudosciences. I used to believe in all kinds of other stuff, astrology, like energy healing, talking to ghosts, like all kinds of just sort of things that I have found now to not necessarily be shown, or at least just not like verified. And so I kind of I became very fascinated with this idea of how that happens, how people get into it. And I didn't want anyone else to. I don't like people having to grow up the way that I did, right?
Right.
So I started promoting critical thinking. I started promoting like science literacy, because conspiracy and pseudoscience are dependent upon being scientifically illiterate and then lead to other bad anti-science ideas. Young Earth Creationism was like a gateway to a lot of other really bad ideas. So I challenge those ideas, and I like to do that in kind of the gentlest way that I can, depending on who you're talking to. But I like to challenge those ideas because they can be dangerous, and so I feel it's important to remind people that there are rational voices. I used to be a science denier myself, and it picked up when I started working as a professional private tutor, and I started actually like tutoring maths and sciences regularly. And I got educated. I went in and educated myself, and I started watching good shows, reading textbooks. Khan Academy is a great resource
Khan
for
Academy
lots of
is
stuff.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and so I started picking up stuff like that, and now that I teach a lot of that stuff, in my kind of my one-on-ones, it's super important to me. And so now as a professional private tutor, I try to specialize myself in that critical thinking and science literacy sort of thing. I got to meet a lot of really great skeptics so far. Not to plug myself too much, but I had really good conversations with Melanie Teresa King, who wrote thinkingispower.com. And I got to have a really good interview with Dr. Ronald Crouch, who who writes the Beyond Belief books, and we did a giveaway for them on our show. It was a ton of fun. He was a super nice guy. And so I got to talk with them and learn about what they do. I've been learning about things like street epistemology, which is a great way to approach conspiracy thinking, pseudoscience, supernatural beliefs in a way that is not confrontational. It's not mean. It's not argumentative. It just asks the why, and we come to good ideas by understanding why we come to those ideas. So I dove in head first. I've read a whole ton about it, and I'm super excited to be here and get to talk about it, Doc. It's awesome. Thank you so
We're
much.
we're happy to have you. I'm hoping to keep you on as kind of a regular co-host, and maybe we can get some other people on as we go, and
Absolutely, I will be
be able to
happy.
challenge some thoughts for some everybody.
Yeah, come challenge mine, because the way I see it is, you should never be afraid to have your ideas challenged, because if they're true, they'll hold up to scrutiny.
That is
That
true, and if
is,
there's people that's hard believers in things that won't listen to that,
mhm,
and kind of have an open mind, and that's the fun part is challenging their beliefs, and not making it argumentative, but just having
mhm.
fun with it, and hopefully having a good debate back and
Yep.
forth.
And I want to be super clear that my philosophy is to separate a person's beliefs from their person. Um, people have like fundamental values and goals and things that they set that are not necessarily their beliefs. And so you can have people that hold false beliefs or beliefs they don't examine critically, unfalsifiable beliefs, things like that, and still be really good people. That's why I don't. I may not believe in a lot of, for example, a lot of religious claims. I don't believe that anymore. I'm not a Christian anymore. I used to be a very fervent believer, and I put a lot of that behind me. But I take no umbrage with people who are, when they still apply critical thinking to the things they believe. And usually they come away from that good people. It's fine. And they recognize, the beliefs that they hold on to and which ones are more valid than others. And they don't use they don't use their faith as a bludgeon by which to cudgel other people into
Right.
living the way they want them to live. And I think that's kind of the nicest way that I can put it, because they still respect other people at their fundamental. And so I don't, um, when I attack a belief like creationism, and I may be a little hard on it. I'm not trying to attack all creationists, unless that a particular person I take umbrage with has a a, a, a a personality trait or a problem. I feel that their fundamental values are not ideal. So
Yes, sir. Well, guys, I hope that kind of see what we're in for. We've our co-host Lucas here. He's amazing, and if
I'm
you want
okay.
to catch a lot of what he's talking about, go check out Gaming with Everyone over on Twitch. I don't know your stream schedule. You want to?
We do a Dungeons and Dragons show on Wednesday nights. Friday nights is either a game show or an educational show, depending on whether I got a chance to prep a lesson that day. But I try to do Dungeons and Math on Friday, and then Saturday is the game stream. And if people from the community want to come on and game, it's called Gaming with Everyone for a reason. My my philosophy for my community is that games should be a way to bring people together and build people up and not tear them down. And I got really sick of toxic players in communities. Like I used to play a lot of League of Legends. League of Legends
Oof,
is a really fun game, and it has one of the sweatiest, most toxic communities I think I've ever had the displeasure of
I can
experiencing. I made great friends on that game too, but oh my goodness.
I can 100% attest to that. I play a lot of Counter Strike. I've been playing since 1.6, which happened
Hmm.
to be years and years and years ago now. Moved up to Counter Strike, or CS:GO is what everybody calls it. It's Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Yep.
That is, whenever it comes to the skins in that game, there is a very toxic side to everybody because the skins
Mm.
equal money, right? And there's
Mm-hmm.
always people thinking that they're better than everybody, which, whatever. So I
Yeah.
agree with the toxic side of games. There is, and I try to separate myself from that. I like to have a good
Yeah.
time and hang out with everybody.
And that's what it should be. All of my best friends ever I have made because of games and gaming and communities like the ones that we share. Great places, where
Amazing.
people can come together. Like it's phenomenal stuff. Absolutely. So that's what it's for, and that's what I originally set out to do. Doing kind of educational content was just a side thing I was going to do if it came up. And then I decided I wanted to do like a math show um, uh, and that I wanted to talk about it more. And so I took to Facebook and I engage with a lot of uh, unscrupulous, we shall say, Facebook pages to try to make sure my arguments are solid, make sure I get challenged, make sure I'm not sitting in an echo chamber, but also have ways to kind of discuss these kinds of ideas and talk to people that are in them, speak out against them, things like that. Gotta kind of learn in the trenches. So
That's
that's
right.
what I try to do, which is kind of a side thing. And now it's something that I found that I love so much. I I almost might rebrand the community. We'll see, but
Well, let's move into let's see about me. Um, so
yeah, I'm
start,
interested. Curves, go ahead.
started out, wasn't too big of an internet or techie guy whenever I was little. Right, I was always outside hanging out, doing whatever, and then I got to high school, and that's whenever it pretty much boiled down to I started learning about conspiracy theories. There's quite a few different ones. Favorite one being the JFK bullet, believe it or not. The magical bullet that I don't
Wow.
I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard of it or looked into it,
I
but
I do know the magic bullet.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy that the path that it takes and there being only one shooter. It's kind of a
Mhm.
crazy one. I enjoy it. I still look into it. There's there's just so many different thoughts with it. We'll get into that one. We'll definitely get into that. That's what
Yeah, I'm
started it
I'm
for me.
excited to do a deep dive on that. That's really cool.
That's the one that started it for me with conspiracy theories. So I went into a deep dive with that, and then came out of high school, went straight to work. I never been to college. I wasn't interested in furthering education at all. Books anyway. I still love learning, just not with
Hmm.
books. Went to the oil field and did that for quite a few years. Had some things happen that made me want to get out of that. So I went into tower climbing in, I don't know, 2 years ago and came out of that. And now I'm in hydro excavation. So that's
Whoa.
that's a pretty cool thing for me. I got into
Nice.
streaming 2022, 2021, one or the other. I think I've only been streaming for about a year now. Made affiliate on Twitch. Y'all can find me at _curves on twitch.tv. No real schedule right now because I'm still working that out. I'm wanting to really get back into streaming. So that's a big one.
Yeah, that's
What else
awesome, man.
about
I really hope you do because I want to be there for it.
I love it. I love tuning into yours. I may not chat all the time, but I do jump in there, and I love the educational type of streams that you put out. It's amazing to watch.
That's cool, man. It's great to hear it because there's it's two kinds of people on online, people that like watching education material and everybody else. So people who absolutely are like, this is the most boring thing in my life. I do not want to go on Twitch to go back to school.
There is, and I mean, I can't remember the quote, but I'll sort of spit it out. It's something along the lines of you'll never further in life unless you learn. It's kind of the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can't expand your brain any if you don't learn a little bit.
Yeah,
Even if
got
you
to.
don't want to learn it, just hear them out. Hear it out, and
Yep,
maybe you'll pick one thing out of the whole lesson, and
and that's
it'll
fine.
stick with you.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Moving into the next part of the thing, I'd love to talk about what Conspiracies with Curves is going to be about. Uh, Name pretty much says it. It's going to be a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of fun. Even the craziest of the crazy sounding conspiracies, I'd love to talk about them. We've got a few right now that we're going to talk about within the oncoming episodes. Mr. Lucas here gave me one called The Seekers. I think it was like the 70s or 80s is what you said it was.
Yeah. The cult. Yep. The famously studied cult. They're one of my favorites.
That one's going to be
That's probably my favorite. Crazy pseudoscience or like doomsday kind of the doomsday cult thing. Yeah, it's
that one's
so good.
obviously the Rothschilds effect. I love that one. That one's kind of cool.
Okay.
The huge bankers in the world that kind of control everybody is what the thing is with that.
Yeah,
Another
fascinating.
one.
Those are kind of fun to take on because those are kind of Alex Jones's favorites, and uh, if it's something Alex Jones vehemently believes is true, you can almost be 100% assured that it's not.
Let's see. Another one is flat Earth. It could be multiple episodes. I don't know. I'm hoping to have some guests on for that one that we can kind of talk to, and we'll come to that one. That one's in the near future.
Mhm.
Other than that, there's quite a big list right now that I've come up with. Other than that, we're going to be talking about real world events. We're going to try to keep, obviously like the Israel thing going on, kind of keep that one on the low for now and until it passes over. But other real
Yeah, we
world
kind of.
events like maybe the election coming up next year. We do have a new
Mhm.
presidential election in the United States coming up. That'd be kind of cool to look into and look at some of the
Yep.
candidates and
Yeah,
who could
and
possibly be our next president.
take on some of the misinformation surrounding those things. Elections are always like a hotly contested thing, so it's always nice to kind of see what misinformation is coming out live and kind of take it on right then and there. I'm excited for that.
That one's gonna be fun, and I think it all starts at the beginning of the year is whenever the campaign kind of starts for everybody.
Yep.
So that's gonna be
And
it's
we'll
gonna be
see.
interesting. Um, let's see. I don't know of any other real world events going on right now. I need to do some learning myself with that.
Oh man, the flat earthers are real mad that India just landed that India just landed on the moon, so they're
Oh,
pretty mad about that one. That was a good one.
we're definitely gonna have to look into that. Other than that, let's see here. I know y'all are probably all interested on what's on the screen right now. Uh, Lucas here also is gonna kind of run us through an absurd trolley problem. That is a tongue
Yeah, so
twister all on
these
its own.
absurd time bombs are a lot of fun. For those of you listening and not able to watch, if you go to Neal.fun, he has an app called Absurd Trolley Problems, and I super recommend you check him out. Try him on your friends; it's a lot of fun. So I thought this would be just kind of a fun way to kind of present our views on some tough issues right away to give a little personality assessment. I think it's a fun way to do it. Um, and so the way these work, the way the trolley problem works, is you have a trolley and it's out of control. It's going down the track, and you're standing on the lever. Now you can either do nothing and let the trolley go. It will kill the 5 people, or you pull the lever and you can divert the trolley to the other track, and it kills somebody, but you killed them. It is a tough question. It's kind of an introductory philosophy question. When you really first start kind of questioning your beliefs and your values and things like that, the trolley problem is one of those that kind of comes up early on to kind of see what would be morally better, to not be a killer and let the 5 people die, or to be a killer and have someone's death on your hands, but to have saved 5 other people. Is it worth it to act to kill that one person to save the other 5 people's lives? So go ahead, Curves. You get to decide. Pull the lever or do nothing.
Let's think about this. So ultimately, I'm going to choose to pull the lever, but I'm going to kind of explain why.
Good.
So what I see with 5 people being on the track is, let's mix it up. They're both male and female, all of them. So there's like 3 males, 2 female, 3 female, 2, whatever the case.
Right.
That's more life that can be created. And ultimately taking one person away is going to, just from these people alone, let's say that they can create 2 more lives. So I'm going to pull the lever just mainly based off that, and I'm going to have to live with the other consequence.
Splat. 73% of people agree with you. So I didn't tell you this was going to happen. But the data of everyone else who's done this before you will be on there, the number of votes. So thus far, 73% of votes agree with you that it is better to
kill one.
That it is better to run over the 1 than to let the 5. And that's a very utilitarian take that you have, a very kind of just a flat number of human lives. It's really interesting. So I'm really excited to see how that'll come into play later. So we can go to the next one whenever you're ready. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 4 people instead. What do you do?
I mean, wow. I'm gonna have to pull the lever and save 5 and get rid of 4. Let's pull the lever.
Pull the lever. Yep, that's what I did too, because it is less. But it's harder. Notice that the percentage is less. 66% of people agree, because it's harder to be a killer of 4, and it's close to 5. So there's a good number of people that were like, well, they're close enough. I don't really want to kill 4 people, so.
And yeah, so they don't want the death of now 5 people on their hands.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing is doing nothing you killing the 5 people because you could have stopped them, right? That's an important moral question to answer. No, you don't have to do it right now, but all right, ready? Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but your life savings will be destroyed. What do you do?
Ultimately, I value life more than I do monetary things.
Where?
So I'm gonna pull the lever because I can work and get that money back if I double time it. And I'm gonna save these people and get rid of this money.
Yeah, I did too. I ran my life savings over too. 40% disagree. Blows my whole mind.
Yeah, because that's them valuing money over human lives.
Well, and their own kind of money and comfort, right? I mean, if it's your entire life savings, everything that you built, imagine, saving 5 people's lives. When you lose your house, you lose your, everything. What if you have a family to take care of and all those lives to take care of too? I mean, I got kids, but even then, I still agree with you. It's better to let the people live. And hey, maybe I can even convince them to pay me back.
That's true. Maybe they're gonna thank you for saving their life, and who knows? You might double. You might have doubled what you had.
That's right.
We'll
That's
never
right.
know. Let's hit next. Let's see what's next. Oh.
Okay.
This is
So here we go. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 people. Now you can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
this one's a really, really hard moral
It's hard,
kind
isn't
of
it? Yeah.
dilemma here. I feel like most people's gonna save their self. Feel like that's what I'm gonna have to do as well, and I'm gonna do nothing. We're gonna let 5 people go,
Oh man. Okay.
and that's such a bad moral dilemma.
It's a hard dilemma, isn't it?
Oh man, with 6 million votes,
61% of
61%.
people. Yep, they agree with you. They would rather say they can't bring themselves to kill themselves. I did click to pull the lever, although in that situation, I'm not sure that I would be able to or not. I don't know for sure. I probably would act like legitimately just freeze up and not be able to. I don't know.
I
But
think I would too.
ideally I would rather I go than 5 other people go.
That's tough. Like, I mean, just from the picture, let's just point this out. I don't have arms in this one to pull it. but you know, let's see what's next here.
Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but the original copy of the Mona Lisa will be destroyed. What do you do?
Personally, I'm not an art guy. We're getting rid of this art. I've heard of the Mona Lisa. I know it's very historical. I don't know who painted it, but what I do know is that this picture is going to be gone.
Yep,
Pull that lever.
absolutely. Run the Mona Lisa over.
We're going to get them gone. 70% or 76% of people agree, and the
I
24%
don't
who
understand.
don't, I feel like, are just kind of doing that click just to see what would happen.
I guess so. I truly I don't understand. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward a rich man. Now, the rich man offers you $500,000 to pull the lever, which would divert the trolley to kill someone else. What do you do?
I can make that 500,000 somewhere else. Rich man's gonna go, and we're gonna save somebody else. I'm not gonna take money over somebody else's life. I've proven that in, I think, question 3. And so we're going to
Okay.
do nothing. We're gonna get rid of this guy.
We're gonna let the rich man get run over because it's a 1 for 1. But he offered the bribe. Now the interesting question, Curves, is it would you have ran him over? Would you have let him get run over if he hadn't offered you the bribe?
Mm. So just a rich man versus a random
Like
person.
yeah, if it was just a rich man and a regular everyday 40K a year, whatever. Would you and he doesn't offer you the bribe, he accepts his fate, would you or I mean, well, I guess doesn't want to get run over still, but
Right,
he doesn't
neither one
offer to
of them
bribe
do.
you.
I mean, is there
It's
rocks
interesting.
nearby that can kind of derail this train at that point?
See, and that's a good moment, right? That's a moment where your brain doesn't know now. Now you have to actually go think about it because it's and this problem I suspect is very likely the case. That the people who run the other guy over want the $500,000. I certainly would be tempted by $500,000, but it's also there's a level of moral dubiousness in offering a bribe for another person's life, right? So clearly the rich man here is valuing his own life and his own money, his own life over someone else's, and he puts a price tag of 500 grand on this other person's life. Who knows what that other person's life is worth, right?
I mean,
So it's almost as if that moral dubiousness of offering the bribe is what encourages us to run him over. So then the second question is, how much would the rich man have to offer you for you to pull the lever and run the other guy over?
it's gonna have to be like in the 7-figure to 8-figure range. It might even have to be like 20 plus million to kind of get me to think about that.
All right, so there is a price tag
That is
by
quite
which
a
I
bit of
could
money.
convince you to kill another person. That's interesting.
It is.
Hashtag cancel curves.
Oh man, sentience.
That's a That's a running joke in the Gaming with Everyone community. I say all the most cancelable things ever. So, oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 lobsters. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a cat instead. What do you do?
These lobsters breed like crazy, but so do cats. But I'm personally gonna get some lobster tails out of this. We're gonna do nothing. We're gonna save this cat
Run the lobsters over and then eat them.
and then eat them. It is gonna be good. 85%
85%
of
of people.
people. Wow.
It's interesting because lobsters are food animals and cats are companion animals, but we don't eat them. But they are both sentient animals, so I don't know.
Right. They both have some level of thought. Maybe lobsters not as much as cats, but they do have a brain that functions.
Yep.
That one's a
Number 8.
boy.
Oh no! A trolley is heading toward 5 people who are sleeping and won't feel pain. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who is wide awake instead. What do you do?
And this is still the moral dilemma of I've got to live with the death on my hands. I'm gonna do nothing on this one because I don't want to live with the death on my, in my head all the
Mhm.
time. And these 5 people that are sleeping are not gonna feel anything. We're gonna do nothing on this one.
Okay. So it's
Boy.
interesting because now what you're valuing is the suffering caused more than the actual lives of the people. So earlier, when you ran over the one person to save the 5,
Mm,
the justification was that it's less life being lost. But now here, you're choosing the less overall suffering, and so it would be a good idea to re-examine if in that first original trolley problem, if the problem that you have is actually the suffering caused and not necessarily the lives that are lost. Like if they were separate and you didn't have to experience their suffering in any way, then would it be different? So that's kind of a fun thing to think of.
and
I
there's
ran over the one person because it's still 1 life to 5, and I
It is
hold to the
true.
same standard.
True.
So you
Ultimately,
know
the
what I think.
suffering is rough, and there's 49% of people who agree with me. Maybe not
Yep.
to the same thought, but just with the click.
Yeah,
9% of people.
it's pretty 50-50. It's crazy. I also ran the lobsters over, so you know my choices too. But
Cats
oh
are cool.
no, oh no! A trolley is heading toward 5 people who tied themselves to the track. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person who accidentally tripped onto the track instead. What do you do?
It's 1 to 5 still, and this guy only tripped. Oh man,
Yeah, so the one guy tripped on accident, but the 5 people tied themselves. They want to get run over.
this is this one's a hard one too. Um, man, I don't. My brain's not physically like letting me talk this one out either. I don't. Kind of at a loss for words. Obviously, letting 5 people do this to themselves is rough, and I don't want to see them. I'm gonna go run over one person and save the 5 on this one. Brain
Interesting.
is
So
not letting me kind of talk this one out.
it's hard, isn't it? Because on the one hand, right, you're like, well, it is a life, but on the other hand, but these 5
Wow.
people want to get run over, and is it worth ending the life of a person who wants to live to spare 5 people who don't want to live?
See, and thinking about it now, what's stopping these 5 people from doing this again as soon as I walk off?
Yeah, right after this, right? They could literally just stay on that track and wait for the next out of control trolley.
Seems to be a
Or
recurring problem on this website
yep.
here. Oh,
Interesting.
that one's I couldn't physically like or say anything with that one. My brain wasn't letting me.
It's hard. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 people. The lever just speeds up the trolley, which might make it less painful. What do you do?
Oh boy. I mean, it's gonna cause less suffering, which might make it less painful. I'm gonna assume the latter and go with it's gonna go with less painful. Do nothing. Oh, I I don't know why I
Uh,
clicked do nothing.
Pulling the
Yeah,
you meant to pull the lever,
I
yeah.
did.
It would have been
So
72% agree.
that is my fault. I don't know why I clicked that. 28% of people would not have pulled the lever though. I
Yeah,
guess they
they
like
couldn't
to
have had
see
the
that minor
maybe.
inconvenience.
Oh no, a trolley is heading toward one guy. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but then your Amazon package will be late. What do
I'm,
you do?
I'm gonna pull the lever. That package can be late. I'm not too upset over that. Here, let's pull it.
I'm dead.
80% of people. That throws me off. 20% of people disagree with that decision. That's insane.
And nutso. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward your best friend. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 5 strangers instead. What do you do?
One life compared to 5. It's been a great run there, bud. But we're gonna save 5 people. Apologies for that. But we're gonna do nothing.
All right.
28% people.
Agree. Yeah, most people would want to save their own best friend. They value their own social connection better.
Insane.
Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 1 person instead. At least that's what you think is happening. You forgot your glasses and can't see that well. What do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna pull the lever and I'm gonna hope that's what it is. I'm gonna pull it.
All right. You'll never know.
I'll never know. Blind.
Oh
No.
no, a trolley is heading toward one of your first cousins. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 3 of your second cousins instead. What do you do?
I mean, again, it's 1 compared to 3. I'm gonna do nothing. Cousins, they're cousins either way. First, second, seventh. It does not matter. We're gonna do nothing here. 57.
57%. Yeah.
Oh,
Less people have their cousins. Oh no! A trolley is heading toward 5 elderly people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a baby instead. What do you do?
man, baby's the future of our community. We're gonna get rid of these 5 elderly. I mean, I hate to do it that way, but that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do
I mean,
nothing.
they're at the end, right,
They
of
are
their
at the
lives.
end. I mean, 76% of people agree. So I feel a little bit better with that decision.
There you go. Oh no! The trolley is barreling toward 5 identical clones of you. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
I'm sorry, world, but one of me is more than enough. I feel sad and bad and feel so wrong if there's gonna be 5 of. We're getting rid of the fakes here. Get out of here, guys. You got to go.
Yep. Yep. The majority of people agreed. Oh no! A trolley is heading toward a mystery box with a 50% chance of containing 2 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting a mystery box with a 10% chance of containing 10 people instead. What do you do?
So I think the odds are kind of in our favor here. We're gonna go with the 10% chance box,
Okay.
and hope that RNG is on our side,
Yep. Yep.
and we're gonna pull that lever. Oh, I seen Splat. I thought it was like the 10% chance that hits. Be fair, I need some of that and some Counter Strike cases, guys. Send me that my way.
Word.
57% of people agree.
Yep.
Seems fair.
The math there, so it maths out so that the odds of someone dying are the same either way.
Okay.
Because 10% of the time, 10 people will die. So in 10 runs, that'll be 10 people, right?
Which isn't bad.
If 50% of the time 2 people die, out of 10 runs, 5 runs should hit 2 people and 10 people will die. So since the ratios are equal, it is mathematically more efficient to pick the lower percentage chance of the event happening at all. So that's what I picked. I find it to be
10%.
mathematically better. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward 5 sentient robots. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one human instead. What do you do?
I'm gonna get rid of these robots. Sentience part, I'm guessing. If I know the word sentient, like I think I do, that means they pretty much have free thought. They don't have feelings.
Yeah, they would. They have feelings just like a person. They're sentient. They're aware of themselves. They have feelings, thoughts, hopes, dreams, families. It's just that they're robots and not people.
I'm gonna get rid of the robots either way. That
He tries to
robot and
justify it.
robots are gone.
I took the justification away. He said, "Yeah, fuck those robots." Really, what matters is that they're not human.
They're not human.
Yep.
It's the ultimate end goal. 84% of people feel the same way. Whoa.
Oh no. A trolley is heading toward 3 empty trolleys worth $900,000. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting one empty trolley worth $300,000 instead. What do you do?
Well, we're gonna pull the lever and at least get rid of the one and not destroy 3 pretty costly things. Pull that lever.
Yeah, much easier choice to make that one.
Economic damage. I just now read that top part. 78% of people agree here. Just get rid of one.
Yeah. Number 20, external cost. Oh no! A trolley is releasing 100 kilograms of CO2 per year, which will kill 5 people over 30 years. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting a brick wall and decommissioning the trolley. What do you do?
So again, money over human lives here. We know that they're 300,000. This one needs replaced anyway if it's gonna kill 5 people. It's over the course of 30 years, but still, that's 5 people that we can save. We're gonna pull that lever and decommission this bad boy.
All right. Boom.
Get rid of it.
Trolley's gone. Yep. 21, reincarnation. Okay. Oh no. You are a reincarnated being who will eventually be reincarnated as every person in this classic trolley problem. What do you do?
Oh man.
So eventually you'll die and you'll have to come back to life as every single one of the people in this trolley problem.
I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the original. No, I'm gonna do nothing here. I'm guessing get rid of all the reincarnations that I've had.
Well, what's going to happen is if you do that, so that you understand the problem, if you pull the lever and run over the one person, when you die, you holding the lever, when you die, you'll be reborn as that person, and then you'll have to live through getting run over by the trolley, and then you'll die and you'll be reborn as all the 5 people on the bottom of the track who get saved. But if you do nothing, then you'll die and get reborn as the guy at the top who gets saved, and then you'll have to live 5 lifetimes where you relive getting run over by the trolley 5 times.
I mean, if I'm gonna be reincarnated, I'm gonna do nothing. I think if I'm for sure just getting reincarnated, I can live through that a couple of.
Okay, you're willing to let yourself get run over by the trolley 5 times. I pulled the lever on that one. That was a pretty easy one for me. I'd rather only have to suffer through getting run over by a trolley once.
Let's see. Oh, harmless prank.
Oh no. A trolley is heading towards nothing, but you kind of want to prank the trolley driver. So what do you do?
I mean, if it's a prank, we're gonna send him on about his way the other way.
Okay.
We're gonna get him.
Yep.
Right. You gotta have a little fun now and then. I mean, if you got the chance, just do it. Right.
That's right. Oh no. A trolley is heading toward a good citizen. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who litters instead. What do you do?
And this one's hard. I mean, littering is. I mean, it can be cleaned up, and this good citizen is good, right? This is a hard one, but I mean, bad citizen compared to a good one, we're gonna keep the good one around, and we're gonna pull this lever.
All right. The littering was what sealed his fate.
80% of people agree with that one. Oh, wow.
Oh no. Due to a construction error, a trolley is a trolley is stuck in an eternal loop. If you pull the lever, the trolley will explode, and if you don't, the trolley and its passengers will go in circles for eternity. What do you do?
We're gonna value human life again. We're not gonna explode them. They're just gonna forever be dizzy.
They're gonna have to learn how to live in the trolley.
We're gonna let them go ring around the rosy for a while.
Yep.
These 58% of people just want to end their eternal dizziness, huh?
Yep, they do. Oh no, a trolley is heading toward your worst enemy. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and save them, or do nothing, and no one will ever know. What do you do?
This sounds like the Purge situation, but with a runaway trolley. Um, I'm not a killer if I can help it, and I'm not gonna kill even my worst enemy.
All right.
We're just gonna have to live our separate ways. He's gonna have to move after this. We're gonna have to come to an agreement.
That one is straight 50-50. That's crazy.
Let's see. Lifespan.
Oh no, a trolley is heading toward a person, and it will lower their lifespan by 50 years. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and lower the lifespan of 5 people by 10 years each instead. What do you do?
So the mathematical problem comes in. I don't know the average
So,
lifespan right now, but it's like 80 probably. 70.
yeah, life expectancy, I mean, on average, I think is a like 70-ish.
I think by doing 5 people away with 10 years, 70 years is still pretty good if it is 80. And 60 is still pretty, you're doing pretty good. So we're going to pull that lever. We're going to, instead of lowering one
Actually, you
person
know
down
what I
to
could
like
just do is Google it and not being wrong. I hate being wrong, so I don't know why I don't just Google it. Average life expectancy in the US,
70. So, I mean,
77.28 years.
let's see. That would put somebody at like 27 years,
So
lowering it by
yeah,
50.
they
So
would
that's
die at
a
like
short
27.
lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh, machine.
Oh no. A trolley is heading toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sending it to the future to kill 5 people 100 years from now. What do you do?
We're going to pull the lever and let future me decide again later. let's do it and get them 100 years from now.
Okay, we'll kill 5 people in 100 years instead. Sounds good. Free will. Oh no, a trolley problem is playing out before you. Do you actually have a choice in the situation, or has everything been predetermined since the universe began?
this is this one's a kind of a funny one to think about. Oh man, it's kind of I don't
Do
know.
you even have the free will to choose, Curves?
We live in a simulation. We don't have a choice. 36% of people agree. So they believe we actually have a choice. That one was more of a funny for me. In reality, I do kind of agree that we do have a choice. That we, if we see something happening, we have the ability to say yes, no, or I'm going to do something or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's
free will is an interesting one. We could do an entire podcast episode on the nature of free will and predetermination. It's a very complicated subject because you say that we have a choice. Just to give you a preliminary idea into how ridiculous it gets, you say that we have a choice, right? But why do you make those choices? Well, you make them because something in your mind wants one outcome over the other. So, is it the circumstances that cause you to want them that are then the cause of the choice and not you, right? Like if I choose to eat, it's because I'm hungry. So, do I really make the choice to eat? I mean, I could choose to not eat. And if I do choose to not eat, is it because I have some value that's more important than my own hunger, like if I want to fast? And is that a choice that I'm making independently of myself, or is it because I like the rewarding feeling I get from from following those values?
That's a
And
whole deep dive.
if your thoughts are neurons firing in your brain, right? Everything you think is a result of the neurons firing in your brain. So if there are systems in the brain that you are not in control of that cause you to think and act in certain ways, are you truly responsible for them? Whew, that's a that's a deep
The
question.
deep one.
Those are deep questions, and that's a great future episode idea. I knew this would be a good idea.
Let's see. Congratulations, you've solved philosophy.
Kill count 61, Curves. Good job.
That's not very good. That was a really fun website. We'll link it.
It's a thought.
We'll link it in the
Thoughtful
description
experience.
and make sure that everybody can kind of do this on
Yeah.
their own time as well.
Check out everything on Neal.fun. It's so funny. One of these days, I'll make you spend Bill Gates' money too. That's my other favorite.
That one's gonna be real fun because that guy's got a lot of money and
Mm-hmm.
just the
It's
absurd amount of things that you can buy and still have left
it's
over.
fun, and we'll even do it. We'll do it the way I do with my math students. We'll do it analytically, like mathematical, and we'll go from there. It's a ton of fun. Everything on Neal.fun is great. Definitely check him out, and then buy him a coffee. Go to the bottom of his page and buy Neal a coffee. He deserves it. Which yeah, absolutely, he deserves it.
Does.
So that was awesome, Curves. Thank you for doing that. That was a lot of fun.
And let's see to wrap this up a little bit. I'm thinking of a schedule for the podcast here. I don't know if we want to do 2 episodes a week. That way we have some time to kind of gather up a guest for whatever topic we're going to talk about, or you know, what the goal is. But for now, we're gonna bank for 1 episode a week.
I'm here for it.
This episode here was more of getting to know each other. If you have any questions for me, if you want to get to know me any, feel free.
Yeah,
I'm happy to discuss it.
I think I don't know. Let's see. What would I wanna ask? Oh, what is your I'm a gaming channel, so I have to know, Curves. What's your favorite game
My favorite game
or favorite kind of game?
my favorite kind of game is all RPG type of things like Skyrim, you know, Oblivion. All of the Elder Scrolls was just amazing, all the way up to the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm still hating it and loving it all at the same go. I still play it here and there. But my favorite game of all time, I started out on the Nintendo 64. It was way before my time, but I did get to play it, and that's what I grew up with, you know, for a minute. Even then, that's kind of hard. But Mario 64 was actually really good.
Love it.
And
yeah, Mario 64 is good. I started on Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
That
So
was
you got to play like Mario Brothers 3 and everything.
Yeah, we had Super Mario All Stars.
Ooh.
Which had it was an updated graphics port. So they updated all the graphics to 16-bit. It had Mario, Mario 2, Mario 3, and the Lost Levels all in one. And we had Mario World, and I sucked so hard at all of those, but I used to love playing them with my sister. It was just the most fun. And I played Mega Man X, was like one of my favorite games growing up. I love Mega Man. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. My like obsession game is the Total War series. I love Total War. It's really cool. So
think obsession games that I have, honestly, it's gonna sound crazy. But the Fallout series. I think I've put more time into that series than any other series of games.
okay.
All Fallout, from Fallout Tactics all the way to Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's really cool. What about did you play 1 and 2?
I did.
The ones before
Whenever
Tactics?
they started coming out really heavily with the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yep.
And kind of talking about the what is that? The Crater of Adam. So the Adam religion within Fallout. That's a deep dive too, all in its own. If we do a game conspiracy.
Oh, we could. I would love that. Yeah, we do like pick a game and look at like the think critically about the game world. It'd be super fun. I would love it. That's awesome, Grace.
Gonna add that to our list here. Other than that, let's see. It's been 54 minutes. We're gonna try to wrap this up at about the hour-long mark. I'm hoping that we get some comments in the comment section below, and you know, with some different ideas and what some people might like to hear about. I'd be happy to have a Discord server that I can make, and you know, anybody that wants to join in, we can maybe whenever me and you are doing these podcasts, instead of doing them in a private call, we can jump in a call like that. People can hear it live. We'll just we'll deafen ourselves within the server where only they can hear us talking, but we can't hear them
Mm-hmm.
talking. That
Yep.
way they can get a live type of feel for this.
Yeah.
I do
Cool.
have
And then
plans once I kind of get it rolling here on Spotify to maybe upload these series to like Apple, uh,
mhm.
all the different podcast outlets.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm
I,
happy to do them live on Twitch too. You can
that
do them
would
live
be
there.
amazing. That would help
So
grow your channel some, hopefully.
hey, you know
Seeing
what?
like maybe a weekly conspiracy or weekly little podcast on there.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it, Curves. It's been
I'm
awesome, dude. I've appreciated it. It's been great getting to know how you deal with problems of philosophy. I will bring more problems of philosophy too when we need. We have so much to talk about. There's so much to go over.
There
It's
is, and I'm hoping to have some more guests on.
gonna be great.
I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to having you on regularly. There's so much that we can learn from you, and
thanks, man.
I'd love to learn it. And
I do okay. I do okay. I'm by no means a major expert in anything. I just happen to be well informed in lots of different things.
what is that old saying?
So,
A jack of all trades,
Jack
but a master at
Jack of
none.
all trades, master of none. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I call myself a generalist academic. I don't know if that's like a term that means anything, but that's usually how I introduce myself. Is I'm generally knowledgeable in many different things, but I'm by no means a hard expert in any one thing, which is why I do the correct thing, which is find experts who are and talk to them.
right. Well, let's wrap this up a little bit. Everybody, I
Right?
hope you've enjoyed this week's show. Um, everybody's socials that we'd like to show is going to be in the description. Uh, feel free to leave a comment and let us know things on what to improve on, what you might like to hear.
Yep.
Other than that, leave a like and share this around. Let's. I'm hoping to upload this on a Monday.
Come
Lucas.
come leave
So
your feedback. Come leave your feedback if you're interested in coming in and talking and having your maybe you want your epistemology gently and politely um, maybe you want your epistemology gently and politely challenged and you want to come on if you would be interested in us doing live shows. Neither of us are opposed to doing live shows, so we're happy to do it, and we can always record them and still put them out later, not a problem. And so please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll talk about pretty much anything. It's really cool. Just make sure that you are your happy, respectful, not hateful self.
that's
uh,
right. Come in with an open
so
mind. Let's have some fun.
come in. Yep. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm go ahead and put it out there again. The website is still a work in progress. Conspiracywithcurves.com. Uh, feel free to email me at conspiracieswithcurves.com. Apologies. Other than that, I think we're gonna wrap this up for the week, and we're gonna try to get this uploaded come Monday, maybe even Sunday. I'm not sure really. Depends on how long it takes to edit this down. Other than that,
Well, it'll get out there and it'll be all good. People can enjoy our absurd
absurd
trolley
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 problems.
problems. It's
Tongue
fun.
twister, by the way, it really is. Other than that, y'all guys have a great morning, afternoon, whatever time you're tuning into this, and we're hopeful to see you around.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me, Curves. Thanks so much to the audience for being here. We love y'all, and we'll see you the next time. Think critically and think well.